Welcome to Storytime with Shane Onyou. It is that time of day again. Let's see. Wait for a few people to join in. Hey Pink, how you doing? Get that situated, right? Just hoping some people join in. Hopefully, maybe. You never know. A little late today because I was out shooting a video for Calgary Pride. So yeah, follow their social media, all their social media, and there'll be lots of stuff coming out on there. Lots of good stuff in the near future, which is just fabulous. So, all right. Still not many people joining it, but that's my fault for being late. I did some reading today with Calgary Pride, and I didn't have time to change into another costume, so here is my costume this time. So, hi, Carla. Hi, Jordy. Hi, everybody. So I got my crown. I got my thing. I'm going to take this off because it's a little warm. What do you guys think of my jacket? Huh? What do you think of that? Isn't she gorgeous? She's gorgeous. Just love it. All right. So without further ado, let's get at it. Let's get to our fact for the day from my trusty fact book. The first big book of where? National Kids Geographic. Yes, Daddy. Thanks for tuning in, guys. It means a lot. It means so much. Thank you. So yeah, this is by Jill Esbaum. And our fact for today is going to be fun. No, I've done that one too. Wow, I hope I'm not running out in this book. Oh boy, I might have to get a new book. What a shame. I love getting new books. Let's see if we can't find one I haven't done. I know I did that one. Interesting. Let us... I don't know what to do. I'm so confused. I am so utterly confused today. Ooh, look at the wing. I have finally cooled down, though. I was really hot earlier. Thought my face was starting to slide. Oh, here's one we haven't done. Let's do this one. Found one. Ha ha. Where were bicycles invented? That's a good question. Where were they invented? I'm trying to get you guys a better angle. I tell you, this not being able to broadcast to Facebook is sure tough. Oh, why don't I do this? Oh, that's a little better. That's better. It'll have to do. Where were bicycles invented? The first bicycle was invented in Germany about 200 years ago. Wow, that's a long time ago. It had no pedals. To make it go, riders had to place their feet on the ground and push, push, push. Sounds like a push bike. Or a scooter nowadays. Although those are electric now too, so. Early bicycles were made from wood or steel. They were heavy and hard to hold up. Ooh, heavy doesn't sound good, eh? Their wheels were covered in leather or iron because riders felt every bump. These bicycles were nicknamed bone shakers. I think I've heard that before. So the old bikes were so rough, they called them bone shakers. I think I had a bike that, not that quite that old, but that had no shocks on it. And wow, boy, I tell you, my teeth would clang every once in a while. So rubber tires came along about in the 1880s to help smooth out the ride. Phew, thank goodness, eh? Bikes got pedals in about 1860s, around there, and then they were connected to the front wheel. Oh, right. Back then, they were connected to the front wheel, kind of like a tricycle setup. Then a few years later, an English inventor figured out how to use the chain to connect those pedals to the rear wheel. Bikes finally got brakes too. So before that, they didn't have brakes, which, could be catastrophe, right? So if you look back here, here's the push one. So you'd sit on that and then you'd push with your feet. And then here's the one with the pedals on the front wheel. And it says, the high wheel bicycle was invented in France in the 1960s. You needed long legs to ride. That would have been tough for me. So that's that. And then here they are, more modern style ones. Look at that. How many of you guys like to ride your bikes? I know I like to ride my bikes. What do we got out here? We got... Hi, Cage. Hi, Scarlett. How you guys doing? I hope you're doing good. I thought that was pretty cool about the bicycles, eh? So how many of us have bicycles out there? And where do you like to go with your bicycle? Do you like to stay on smooth surfaces, or do you like to go through the woods? Of course, with your helmet on and all your safety gear, you got to have that on. It's very important. Very important. All right. Let's move on to our first story. And I'm going to get a little... I love riding my bike in the mountains. Yeah, the mountains are a good place to ride your bike for sure. Absolutely. Totally agree. Yes. Hopefully the feed's a little better today on YouTube, Carla. So I was going through some books and I managed to find one from this old guy's collection that I even have a date on it. I wrote down the date because it was given to me by my teacher at school. And this is what it says. So I got this in, I think sounds like grade 1. So this was January 30th. Are you ready for this? Shh. 1979. This book was given to Shannon for reading her first 35 books in grade 1. With love, from Mrs. Donald. And then I got a happy face sticker too. Isn't that cool? So I found a little history or a little memory of mine. So this is from the books, the Little Miss and the Little Mister. This is the same people. And this one's called Woof. And it's by Roger Hargraves. Woof. So let's see what I got for an award for reading 35 books in grade 1. Woof was a sort of dog, a Timbuktu dog. He used to forget everything all the time. Oh my gosh, guys. I think this book was a premonition. Was that in 1967? No, that would have been my sister, you cheeky monkey. 79. But did you hear what I just read? He used to forget everything all the time. Wow. Huh. Sounds familiar. Most days he even forgot where he lived. Kennel Cottage in Timbuktu. Look at that. Isn't that a beautiful cottage? Love it. This story is about the day when Woof forgot the most important thing in a dog's life. He didn't realize it until he saw a bird. Woof liked to chase birds. Imagine forgetting that you like to chase birds. He opened his mouth to bark and frightened the bird. But he hadn't forgotten how to bark. He had forgotten how to go. Oh boy. He opened. Okay. You'd think that I wouldn't have any problems reading books by now because I've been reading them all morning. Here we go. He opened his mouth to bark and frighten the bird, but he had forgotten how to bark. He had forgotten how to go woof, which was really, really silly of him because That's his name, isn't it? Oh, dear, he said, scratching his head. What am I supposed to say when I see a bird? But he couldn't remember. He could not. He just could not remember. Look at that. Scratching his little noggin. He met a cow. Excuse me, he said. What am I supposed to do if I see a bird? The cow looked at him. Moo! Bad moo, she said. How silly of me. I forgot, said Woof. See the cow? It's a cute cow. Moo! That's a little better. Woof saw another bird. I'll give her the fright of her life, he chuckled. He crept up behind the bird and very loudly said, Moo! The bird looked up at him. You silly dog, she giggled, and flew off. Woof met a pig. What am I supposed to say if I see a bird? He asked. Oink, said the pig. How silly of me, I forgot, said Woof. He saw another bird. Aha, he smiled to himself, and he crept up behind the bird and very loudly said, Oink! Did I scare you? I scared my cat. My cat jumped. The bird looked at him. Oh, I don't like that word. I'm going to change that word. I'm just going to go, you silly dog. She laughed and flew off. It's a little dated, that word. I'm not going to use that. Woof met a sheep. What am I supposed to say if I see a bird? He asked. Bah, said the sheep. How silly of me to forget, said Woof. He saw another bird. Now I'll give you a shock, he grinned, and he crept up behind the bird very quietly, and then he very loudly said, Bah! My cat jumped again. I wish you guys could see that. She's behind the computer, and whenever I scream, her head goes, it's too cute. There's the picture. The bird burst out laughing. You funny dog, she said, and flew off. At last, Woof met another dog. What am I supposed to say when I see a bird? He asked. The dog looked at him in amusement. Woof, he said. You silly Billy. Of course, said Woof. Look, they're twins. He just needs a hat. He saw another bird. Now I'll make you jump, he chuckled. Now I know what I'm gonna say. And he crept up behind the bird, and he opened his mouth and shut it again. He had forgotten what the other dog had told him. He thought, and then it came back to him. What the other dog had told him he was supposed to say when he saw a bird. He opened his mouth again, and he shouted as loud as he could at the bird. You silly Billy, he shouted. That's it, the end. Kind of sounds like me, actually, you know. I laugh, but it kind of sounds like me. All right. Moving on to story number 2. Love makes a family. Love is waking up bright and early. Love is booking. Oh, booking. Oh my. Baking. Baking. The thing you do in the kitchen. A special cake. Right? I always forget everything. Love is knowing where everything is. Like my mom. She knows where everything. I don't. Love is finding the biggest puddles. Who likes to splash in puddles? I do. Of course I do. Love is lending a helping hand. Being a good neighbor, a good friend, a good sibling, a good child. Love is watching from the front row, which in cyber world or virtual land, you all got front row seats, which is so cool. Michelle. Love is playing on the weekend. Who else played all weekend? I played this weekend. It was a lot of fun. Love is making things better again. Love is washing away the day. You can start your day over at any point in the day. That's what I always say. If it's not going well, sit back, take a deep breath, and start your day over from there. Yep, that's my theory. Love is reading one more book. What do you guys think? Should I read another book after this? Let me know. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. Love is chasing away monsters. Uh-oh, last page. Love is a kiss before bed. Good night. Please? Okay. I got a please for another book, so I will do one more book. I'm going to do another one of my personal favorites. So here we go. Maiden and Princess by Daniel Hawk and Isabel Gallupo and Becca Human. For some reason, I always want to say human. I think it's because of all those dog TikToks and little memes, and they say human. I don't know why now. My mouth just goes there. Read another. Sorry, so late. Oh, you're just in time for the last book, Anita. So, Maiden and Princess. Love this book. I am Maiden in my imaginary land. Once in a far-away kingdom, a call was made to all to find their son a worthy bride. The king and queen would host a ball. Such a good book. The ladies in the village were happy to be involved, except for one young maiden who wasn't that excited. This maiden was quite special, the bravest in all the land. She knew the prince from battle, giving her the upper hand. See? They know each other. They're our friends. The prince is smart and strong, she confided in her mother. But if I'm being honest, I see him as a brother. Her mother said, just go and have a bit of fun. The prince might not be right, but you could meet the one. That's fair, right? Oh, one of my favorite pages. So the maiden put on the gown and headed to the ball with the dragon. Love me a dragon. She marveled at all the people who filled the sparkling hall. The villagers flocked over to the young maiden's side and insisted that she would make the best royal bride. You look magnificent. You are wise, brave, and true. There's no doubt in my mind that the prince will fall for you. Even the king and queen approached her with a smile. You must come see our son and dance with him a while. No pressure. The maiden was quite flustered, and so she said with care, Please pardon me, your majesties, but I must get some air. Very polite. She fled up to the balcony and looked out at the sky. A future with the prince made her want to cry. I don't mean to bother you, said a voice soft and kind, but you seem quite upset. May I ask what's on your mind? See? And then there's the maiden over there. A beautiful girl emerged who took the maiden's breath away. She sat down close to the maiden and she asked if she could stay. Soon the maiden had forgotten about the prince and his throne. Summoning all her courage, she took the girl's hands in her own. That is brave. That's hard to do. Then the doors burst open. The king and queen walked through. There's our precious daughter. We've looked all over for you. The maiden's jaw fell open. Her head was feeling light. She had fallen for the princess. And on this wondrous starry night. What are the odds? I guess they're pretty good if you're already at a palace for a ball, but still. The royal couple could feel the magic in the air. The queen said to the king, They're the perfect pair. I agree. Look at that. The maiden felt quite bashful, but quickly stole a glance. She saw the princess smiling and asked her, Want to dance? So good. So good. They held each other close, and as they spun across the floor, and when they shared a kiss, their hearts began to soar. Look at that. Gorgeous. Soon the maiden and the princess were seldom seen apart. They filled their days together with books, laughter, and art. They rode horses and sang and picked wild flowers at dawn. They practiced their aim and faced adventure head on. Sounds like a lot of fun, hey? Always good to have someone to face adventure with. When the day finally came to prove their love was true, the maiden and the princess happily said, I do. Look at that! And they ride off into the sunset on the beautiful, beautiful, my favorite color besides rainbow, red dragon. Whoop. There's the starry night. Yay! That was a lot of fun. Oh, wow. Well, that brings us to the end for today, but I will be back Tuesday live on Instagram, Twitch, and YouTube, and later posted to Facebook at least for the next 28, 27 days, somewhere around there. And then I'll go back live on there as well. But for now, this is where you can find me. And yeah, if you go back to look for it, takes about 12 hours for the video to show up back on YouTube. So if you want to rewatch this video, that's when it'll be up on there. It's in the live feed on Instagram and will be posted to Facebook. I thank you all for tuning in. I do this every Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday at 3 p.m. And I will be doing this for as long as foreseeably possible. And even after that, I may change the times and continue on doing it. I love it so much. I have such a great time. For now, it's King Shane signing off. Want to say thanks for joining me and peace out, guys. Love you much.